Welcome back, everyone, and today we have Kevin Durant's burner account just got exposed. Now, obviously, over the weekend, All-Star weekend, we've had news of Kevin Durant's burner account. This is not really like a surprising news, honestly. Like, we know Kevin Durant has been using burner accounts for years, for God knows how long, and to just clap back at his haters. But like it seems like there's this new one right there that they just found out about. So let's go ahead and see what that is right there. This is a video by Flight Mike.
Twitter, because they all deserve.
I hope you guys are doing fine though.
How do you describe Kevin Durant? What's going on with his personality? This guy seems obsessed with social media. I can't believe he's still doing this burner account thing.
Kevin Durant might have just ruined everything. I mean, look, I give this man all of his respect. He's a 15-time All-Star, a 2-time NBA champion, a 2-time Finals MVP. The man has one of the most effortless jump shots in the history of basketball. At 37 years old, he's still averaging 25.8 points per game on the Houston Rockets this season. He's shooting over 50% from the field. He ranks third in the entire NBA in minutes per game. And no one's really talking about this because LeBron James is also defying father time, but what Kevin Durant is currently doing is amazing. During All-Star weekend,
yeah, facts. I mean, I've always said this. Kevin Durant deserves a lot more credit for his longevity, bro. And the reason why I think he deserves as much credit as LeBron is because, bro, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant came back from when he got injured on the Warriors, in 2019. Kevin Durant had like that injury. Was that like an Achilles, whatever? But like, bro, that injury right there, bro. Majority of players who get that injury never come back the same. Okay, like their careers are basically like over after this. But Kevin Durant came back arguably even better after that. Because on the Brooklyn Nets he was insane. So it's like, bro, him still being this good, him basically still looking like Kevin Durant 10 years ago after that one injury that supposedly was supposed to end his career. Hey, this is, he deserves credit for this, but whatever. It's just my take. What do you guys think?
every other star in the league was laughing and having a good time at the festivities in LA. Kevin Durant was caught on camera, and the look on his face tells you everything you gotta know.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was glued to his phone, pacing.
Yeah, he's arguing, man.
Around the court, looking stressed, and the reason why? The internet was in the middle of exposing what they believe is Kevin Durant's latest burner account. This isn't just him defending his legacy against some fan. The messages here are really, really bad. I'm talking about leaked group chat messages where
that pic disproved it, though. That's the point. I wouldn't say Kai was competing with me, but that light skin and that triple-double cocaine bear was. What the? Whoa, who is he talking about? What? Wait, who is he talking about? Triple-double cocaine bear. Who is it? Wait, is he talking about? No way. Is that Russ? No, it can't. No way. He just said that about him. No way. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but damn.
This account is allegedly trashing his own teammates, calling his franchise player out by name, saying he can't trust guys to make a shot, comparing his former teammates to literal dictators, and even saying he'd be better off on the Charlotte Hornets than the Houston Rockets. Bro,
what?
Kevin Durant just got on the Houston Rockets.
Okay, but let's what's the actual evidence that this is actually him behind this burner account? Is that just some speculation by the fans? Is that just what they think? Like, what's the actual evidence behind this?
Already trying to jump ship to a different team? Now here's the thing, nothing has been confirmed. Kevin Durant hasn't said a word about this, but the evidence that fans have put together is wild, and we're about to break all of this down, because this isn't even the first time Kevin Durant has been caught up in a burner situation. This is like his third time, and that history is exactly
he's been doing this.
What makes this thing so believable to so many people.
I mean, pattern recognition, I guess.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? If you know anything about Kevin Durant, you know this man lives on Twitter. Like, genuinely lives there. He's one of the most active NBA superstars on social media, and he has been for over a decade. KD doesn't have a filter. He'll respond to a fan with 12 followers at 2 in the morning arguing about whether he's better than LeBron. He'll get into it with me
Oh, Robin Lundberg. Yeah, I know about this guy. Yeah. Wait, what did he say about KD? Hold on.
Has been for over a decade. KD doesn't have a filter. He'll respond to a fan with 12 followers at 2 in the morning arguing about whether he's better than LeBron.
What you want addressed? Do you really want to trade from the Nets? If so, why? Was Kyrie a deal breaker for you? If you do want to trade, do you expect to pick your destination? Thanks.
He'll get into it with media members. He'll drop takes about
Keep
other
dreaming,
players.
Robin.
The man does not care. And honestly, for a while, that was kind of refreshing. In an era where every player has a PR team scripting their tweets, KD was just being himself. Look at how PR.
Yeah, low key. This is crazy.
LeBron James is when he is asked about one of the most sensitive topics in the world right now.
If I have fans over there, I've never been there. If I have fans over there, then I hope you. I've been following my career. I hope I inspire people over there to not only want to be great in sports, but I want to just be better in general in life. So hopefully someday I can make it over there.
Apparently, there's so many controversies about so many other players, not just KD, but damn.
Reflect every controversial topic and question that he gets asked. Now, what I'm saying is Kevin Durant is pretty much the opposite. He's typically himself. But the problem with Kevin Durant on social media is that being himself sometimes means saying stuff that gets him in serious trouble. And the first time it blew up in a really big way was back in September of 2017. Let me give you a history lesson. Here's what happened. KD had just won his first championship with the Golden State Warriors. He was the finals MVP. He left the
Wasn't it that one time where it's like he thought he was actually responding from a burner account, but no, he responded with his own main account, and then he said he was hacked, something like that.
Thunder the summer before, and everybody had clowned him for joining a 73-win team. The narrative was that he took the easy way out, that he couldn't beat him, so he joined them. And even though he won a championship, the criticism didn't stop. People were still coming for him every single day. So one night, a Twitter user named Cole Cashwell tweeted at KD asking him what his motives were for leaving OKC other than getting a championship. Pretty standard stuff. But what happened next was one of the most embarrassing moments in NBA social media history. KD responded to this fan, and what he said was insane. He said he didn't like the organization or playing for Billy Donovan. His roster wasn't that good. It was just him and Russ. Read that again. He didn't like the organization.
Bro, yeah. That's embarrassing as hell, but whatever.
Third person. The internet immediately figured out what happened. KD meant to post that from a burner account, not his real one. He accidentally tweeted from the wrong account. And
oh my god.
So he confirmed what a lot of people had suspected for a very long time. KD had secret accounts that he used to anonymously defend himself online. The whole thing went viral instantly, memes everywhere. People were calling it Tweetgate. Sports outlets were running segments on it, and it became one of the most defining NBA moments that had absolutely nothing to do with basketball. Here you have a guy who finally won an NBA championship, who was the finals MVP, one of the best scorers to ever play the game, and he's spending his free time creating fake accounts to argue with strangers on the internet about his own legacy. KD eventually addressed it at the 2017 TechCrunch Disrupt event. He said he took it too far.
I do have another Instagram account, but that's just for my friends and family, so I wouldn't say I was using that to clap back at anybody, but I use Twitter to engage with the fans, but I happen to take it a little too far. And that's what happens sometimes when I get into these basketball debates, or, what I really love is just to play basketball. I went a little too far. I don't regret clapping back at anybody or talking to my fans on Twitter. I do regret using my former coach's name and that former organization that I played for. That was childish, that was idiotic, all those type of words. I regret doing that, and I apologize to him for doing that.
He said he doesn't regret clapping back at fans, but admitted he went overboard defending his OKC exit. He later told GQ that he'd woken up from a nap and forgot to log out of his main account. Most people would have been embarrassed. They would have deleted their burners. They would have never done something like this again, and they would have moved on with their life. Not KD. In 2019, he went on ESPN's The Boardroom and straight up admitted that he used burner accounts.
I wanted a place where I could talk to my friends without anybody just butting in my conversations or taking everything out of context, because I enjoyed that place.
How'd you come up with that idea though? Were you like, yo, I'm just gonna create this account and start going?
Yeah, I had an Instagram account that I just used for my friends and family, and just turned over to Twitter as well. And it was just like, it was a cool place for me to just be me instead of worrying about Bleacher Report or bar stools, mixing up anything I want to say to CJ or my friends from back home, you know. I guess I try to live a normal life out in the public, I guess.
Then in 2020, he went on the All the Smoke podcast on Showtime and doubled down.
I didn't like to use a burner phone. I would have said, I'm Kevin Durant, I'm gonna cuss you out, you talk some shit, I'm gonna talk some shit, I'm gonna speak my mind.
I'm still gonna do the burner thing. I'm still gonna do that.
Stays true to himself, whatever.
There's some shit that you just gotta be
But
like,
I'm saying,
these folks don't always.
He told Alex Rodriguez on the Corp podcast that same year that I still have burners that I use for sure. And honestly, at the time, people kind of let it go. They laughed about it. KD leaned into the joke. When Meta launched Threads in 2023, he literally tweeted from his verified account, "On Threads with a burner, come find me." It became part of his brand. KD's a burner guy. It became a meme and he became the butt of the joke. But here's where it gets really bad. Those burners weren't just used to talk with friends. He wasn't just innocently defending his legacy. Those burners were used for something way more sinister that can alter Kevin Durant's reputation and his career for the rest of his life.
Really?
Alright, so let's get into how this whole thing started. It's February 15th, 2026, All-Star Weekend in Inglewood, California. KD is about to play in his 16th All-Star game. Everything is supposed to be celebratory, but Kevin Durant, being Kevin Durant, is on Twitter. He gets into an exchange with a fan about the NBA's redesigned trophies. It's pretty harmless stuff. KD says that the trophies look fine. The fan disagrees. Standard Twitter back and forth. But then a user named Pranav Sriraman jumps in and flips the whole conversation. Instead of talking about trophies, he starts pressing KD about his investment in a drone company called Skydio, which had reportedly sold drones to the IDF. Pranav hits KD with, "They look cheap and uncreative." There, I answered your question. Will you answer my question about Skydio, a drone company you invested in, selling to the IDF? Or will you stick to your brand of deflecting and ducking? KD doesn't respond. Crickets. But the thread keeps going. And that's when another user named BasedFrog23 enters the chat and drops what would become the bombshell of All-Star Weekend. He replies asking if KD will address the burner account under the handle @GetHigher77, calling out how all of KD's friends appear to be in a group chat connected to the account, and how the user has been trashing his teammates in those chats. And then...
Whoa, the hell? Yes, the burner of his what? What the hell?
Screenshots stop dropping one by one, and they don't stop. Within hours, the account goes private, but the damage is already done. The internet has seen everything. Before we get into what these messages actually say, we need to talk about why.
Hey, I can't lie, bro. The account, going straight private after this is sus. This is sus right there.
This account belongs to Kevin Durant. Because even though nothing is confirmed, people have put together some pretty compelling circumstantial evidence. The first piece of evidence is the owl. The account @GetHigher77 uses an owl as both its profile picture and banner image. And here's where it gets interesting. KD's verified account @KDTray5 tweeted that same exact owl gif back on February 9th, 2021. The burner account was created in August of 2021, just a few months later, using that tweeted that same exact owl
claim they have interacted in an account name
gif back on February 9th, 2021.
Okay, he used that same. What the hell?
Burner account was created in August of 2021, just a few months later, using that same owl image. Is it possible a random fan took that image and used it? Sure. But the connection is there, and fans noticed it immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it is, that connection. I mean, it is something,
Evidence number 2 is the shared block list. An account called @CGBBurner, also known as Can't Guard Book, which is a pretty well-known Suns fan account, posted that they're blocked by KD on both his verified account and the alleged burner account. Think about
oh my god, what the hell?
that. If the burner was just some random fan, why would it have the same people blocked as KD's real account?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? This is suspect, bro. KD got a no, but I don't want to. Let's hear some more of that.
Pretty suspicious overlap. The third piece of evidence is the inner circle. The people in the group chats connected to this account reportedly include individuals from KD's inner circle, private coaches, league friends, people who would have access to behind-the-scenes basketball information. The account didn't have a huge following, only about 75 followers, and it was set to private, which is exactly what you would expect from someone trying to keep their burner under the radar. And then there's the player perspective. This is the one that really seals the deal for a lot of people. The messages themselves sound exactly like Kevin Durant. The tone, the frustration, the specific references to plays, coaches, and teammates. The account talks about things from a first-person player perspective. Stuff like, Coach called that play to pass to Alpi, and...
Okay, but like, bro, you speak first person, like, that it...
Timeout, he got me sitting in the corner. These are not takes a random fan would have. These are things someone who is actually on the court would say. And evidence number 5 is KD's own admissions. We already know KD has burner accounts. He's admitted it multiple times on All the Smoke in 2020, on the Court podcast, and in his 2019 boardroom interview. And as recently as October 2025, he went on the Pivot podcast and talked about using social media as a quick release for his emotions that he doesn't want bottled up.
So like, yeah, I see these comments and I see when people say different things. It's hard not to see it, but I don't want to build up all of this hate towards, you know, media or fans or like, so I just say what I feel in the moment. And
so when you add all of that up, the owl picture, the shared blocked accounts, the inner circle connections, the first-person player perspective, and the fact that Kevin Durant has openly admitted to using...
Hang on, hey. All of these together, bro, I can't lie, bro. All of these together. Okay, so the owl picture, the shared blocked accounts, the fact that, you know, after, you know, this account went, you know, public, like you know, when the fans exposed that one burner as KD's, the fact that it went immediately private right there, that's already sus too, you know. And like, bro, the fact that, you know, that same account was speaking, you know, first person, like, damn, okay, nah, bro, wow.
It's really hard for people to just wave this off as a troll. Is
Yeah.
there a chance this is all fake and some dedicated fan created an elaborate roleplay account? Absolutely. But the court of public opinion has already made its ruling. And now we get to the messages, and these are really bad. I'm gonna warn you guys right now.
Really bad?
Some of this stuff is rough, because if these messages are real, KD went after everybody, his current teammates, his former teammates, coaches, everyone. Let's start with his current Rockets teammates. The account posted about Alperen Şengün, who is Houston's franchise center, their all-star this year, the guy who just replaced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the All-Star game, and the supposed future of the franchise. The message said, Coach called that play to pass to Alpi, LOL. I'ma turn the ball over with this team. I don't care. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. Then it gets worse. About Jabari Smith Jr., the second overall pick in 2022, who Houston drafted to be a cornerstone piece, the account wrote, I can't trust Jabari to make a shot or get a stop, and then used a slur to describe him. This is a 22-year-old kid that the Rockets literally traded for Durant to come mentor. The whole reason Houston brought KD in was to help develop players like Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Şengün and Andre Thompson. And allegedly behind closed doors, he's in group chats calling them out like this. And it didn't stop at the Rockets. The account even said that the Hornets have better young players than Houston, and that he'd be better on Charlotte than on the Rockets. It's just so funny how the grass is always greener on the other side for Kevin Durant. He just got to Houston, a team that finished second in the Western Conference last year, and he's already looking at the streaking Charlotte Hornets. But it gets even worse. Let me walk you through what the account allegedly said about KD's former teammates, because nobody was safe. Let's start with Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Remember, KD spent about 2 seasons in Phoenix, and apparently that experience left some scars. The account compared Booker and former Suns head coach Frank Vogel to dictators, and not just any dictators. The message said 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. I mean, come on, that is insane. The account also said the Suns are my team when we lose and Book's team when we win, which honestly gives you a pretty clear window into the frustration, because that's something only a player would feel. When the team wins, Booker gets the credit. When they lose, it all falls on KD. Then there's Kyrie Irving. KD and Kyrie were supposed to be the dynamic duo in Brooklyn. They chose to team up together, but there were times where things got a little weird.
In my past life, like I said, I was you. I was you. What you are now.
I remember
that's
this.
What I'm up here. Same mentality.
They brought in James Harden to form a super team, but injuries, Kyrie's controversies, and team dysfunction blew that whole thing up. The account said something along the lines of Kyrie being on his best behavior around the European, referring to Luka Doncic in Dallas, but treating his own people, meaning KD, like they owe him something. That's a pretty clear cut if you think about it. KD is essentially saying Kyrie was a different person around Luka than he was around him. Then we get to Russell Westbrook, and this one might be the funniest, even though it's disrespectful.
Okay, I was right thinking he was talking about him. Okay, what the hell? That triple double cocaine bear bro. That's calling him this one. This is crazy, Katie. Oh my god, bro.
Double cocaine bear. I'm not even gonna lie, that's an absolutely wild thing to call somebody. In context, the account was comparing how OKC Russ passed the ball more than whoever they were talking about currently. One chat member pointed out that Russ averaged a triple-double that year, which is true. Russ averaged 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 10.4 assists in the 2016-17 season, the season after KD left, and the account basically dismissed it like it meant nothing. The Steph Curry and Golden State messages are interesting too. The account said, I started holding Steph accountable in film and people looked at me like this, with a meme attached of someone looking confused. The implication being that KD tried to hold Curry accountable in film sessions and the Warriors organization didn't take kindly to it. Another message said something about how if you don't scream...
I mean, hey, this is Curtis' team after all, bro. Not yours, but whatever. Even though you were the best player on that team, but hey, Katie, whatever. Damn. Sorry, I just had to go get some popcorn. Sorry, whatever. Let's get it going.
For Steph, you're getting waived, which honestly feeds into the narrative that KD has kind of hinted at before, that the Warriors system was always Steph's system, everyone else was just there to support it. There was also a comment about
since MJ punched Kerr in the face, he didn't fuck with dark skins. Bro, the Katie's. Oh my god.
Steve Kerr that referenced the time Michael Jordan punched Kerr, which is a wild thing to bring up in a group chat.
Yeah.
Now, this is all consistent with how Kevin Durant felt about Golden State. If you remember in his podcast with Draymond Green a couple of years ago, he mentioned the reason he left Golden State was because everything about the Draymond Green and Kevin Durant situation was swept under the rug and they never spoke about their problems openly. But the funniest part of all is what he said about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, of all people, got a shout out here. The account allegedly said, I swear I miss Ben Simmons. At least that dude would give me the ball. When Ben Simmons is the guy that you're nostalgic about, that's when you know things are bad. But it also tells you something about KD's frustration. In Brooklyn, Simmons was widely criticized for refusing to shoot. But apparently from KD's perspective, at least he was willing to share the ball. And about James Harden, the account described him as slightly delusional, but I understand him, which is actually one of the tamer takes in this whole leak, but still not something you want to say about a former teammate. Now here's where this whole thing gets even more wild, because while these screenshots were going viral, KD was physically at the All-Star game, and cameras caught everything. Video started circulating of Kevin Durant pacing around the court before the game even started, completely locked into his phone. His expression was tight, he wasn't smiling, he wasn't engaging with other players. While other All-Stars were laughing, dapping each other up and enjoying the atmosphere, KD looked like a man who just found out his secrets were all over the internet.
Yeah, that's bro, just him walking, with his head down like this, bro. That's like just looking down on his phone. That's bro. With that same facial, it's like that's sus again. Like it's just too much. Like, bro, like I don't know how to say, but it's too much sus elements all at once, And the worst about that is that everything just fits together. I don't know, man. Whatever.
Because, well, they were. There's one clip in particular that went super viral where a staff member tries to redirect KD and you can see him force this strange smile before turning away. It's the kind of body language that screams, I know something bad is happening right now and I'm trying to hold it together.
Yeah.
Multiple fan accounts shared clips of him constantly checking his phone throughout the entire night, even while seated on the bench in his warm-ups, and his actual performance in the All-Star game reflected the distraction. KD finished the night with just 12 points across all 3 mini-games, shooting 5 of 15 from the field in 28 minutes. For a guy who's averaging 25.8 points per game this season, for a 15-time All-Star, that's an awful showing. In the championship game, he failed to score a single point in 6 minutes and missed all 4 of his shots. His team got demolished 47-21 in the final. Was it just a bad day? Maybe. All-Star games aren't exactly known for giving maximum effort, but the timing is impossible to ignore. While everyone else is having fun at the biggest NBA party of the year, KD looked like a man watching his world burn in real time. Now I gotta be fair here, not everyone's buying this story, and there are some legit reasons for skepticism. The biggest argument against it is simple. KD doesn't need a burner to talk trash. This man will respond to a fan account with 50 followers from his verified account at midnight on a Tuesday.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, would he actually say those things like about like specifically, saying those things about, his teammates, former teammates, and coaches, by, speaking like in first person from his main account? Would he actually do that? Because that's the thing. There's things he will say and things he won't, definitely from his main, but
not care about saying what he thinks under his own name. There's also the fact that screenshots can be faked. None of the leaked images include verified metadata, IP confirmation, or any kind of platform authentication. Social media impersonation happens all the time, especially with high-profile athletes. Someone could have created this account, built an entire persona around being KD in group chats, and we'd have no way to tell the difference from the screenshots alone.
That's true.
This what you will. The NBA invited a bunch of influencers to All-Star Weekend. They didn't invite your boy, so make sure you subscribe so maybe I could end up there in the future. Neon was one of them, and he reportedly talked to KD directly and claims Durant told him that the account isn't his. But that's a denial through an intermediary, not from Kevin Durant himself. And what is Kevin Durant gonna do? Come out and say, yeah, this burner that makes me look bad is definitely me? But here's the most important part. How does this affect the rest of the Rockets season? Whether the account is Kevin Durant's or not, the damage is already done. Because perception is reality in the NBA, and right now, the perception is that Kevin Durant is secretly trashing his young teammates behind their back.
That's what I'm saying.
Think about what this means for the Rockets. Houston is 33-20 at the All-Star break, 4th in the West. They signed KD to
I don't know. To me, it seems like it would match Kevin Durant's performance. It seems like to me it would match Kevin Durant's personality to actually tweet from his main account on this specific occasion and really just say stuff like, oh, y'all think I really need, to make a fake account like this, and just trash talk, about, my teammates and coaches like this, to a bunch of random people that I don't know, whatever. I don't know. It seems like addressing this type of stuff, would actually fit Kevin Durant's personality, but the fact that he hasn't said anything, I don't know. That's again, sus, but that's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
$1 billion extension in October of 2025, with the specific purpose of having him mentor their young core and lead them toward a championship. The whole point was that KD would be the veteran presence that helps guys like Şengün, Jabari Smith, and the Thompson twins develop into winners. And now those same young players might be seeing their supposed mentor say that he can't trust them to make a shot in private group chats. Trust is everything in a locker room. And when your franchise player, even allegedly, is out here comparing former teammates to dictators and saying the Hornets have better young players than your team, that's a problem. Jabari Smith is 22. Şengün is 23. These are young guys who look up to a player like Kevin Durant. How do you look him in the eye in practice knowing he might think you're trash? The Rockets
that's the thing, bro.
Until Thursday. Against the
put yourself in their shoes, bro. Like, it's like he might, like, when you look at all the signs that it could legitimately be him. It's like, bro, imagine how it would feel. Like, I don't know, man. It's shaky, like.
Hornets of all teams. So we'll see if KD addresses it before then, if reporters press him on it, or if he just does what he usually does and pretends nothing happened. But this isn't going away. The internet never forgets. And in the age of screenshots, nothing ever truly stays private. Now, if this is your first time watching a video on my channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications, because otherwise you may not get recommended any of my content again. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Hey, what do you guys think of that? Do you guys think it's actually Kevin Durant behind those things? The thing is that we can't know 100% for sure, but the thing is that I think there's more. I think there's more chances that it actually is Kevin Durant behind that account than it isn't. You know, I think Kevin Durant being around it, you know, being actually behind this burner is more likely than not. I think, but it's still a possibility that it may not be him, but I think it's you know, I think it's most likely him, but whatever. Anyways, what do you guys think? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. You let me know what you think about this.